Hey everybody, Christina here from One Creative Direction. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. So yeah, it's been a really long time since I've done a video, so I wanted to hop on here real quick and give everybody an update. So lots happened. As everybody knows, probably one of the last videos I did, it was, I was getting ready for a show. I actually ended up doing 2 shows. And then my father passed away and things got a little crazy. Did some home renos, some dog sitting for my daughter, and all kinds of stuff happening. So basically what happened was I rented one of the rooms in my house, ripped up the carpet, and turned it into my art studio. So if you've ever seen one of my other videos, you know that my art was pretty much scattered throughout my living room, my dining room, my kitchen, pretty much all over the rest of my house. So I'm fortunate enough now that we ripped the carpet up, put the flooring that's in the rest of my house into this room, and I moved all of my art stuff and organized it and everything. It's taken a little over a week. They finished it mid last week, and it's taken me up to this point to get it all together. And I did do a little bit of painting this week. And I'll show you a couple pieces I did as I go through and kind of show you. It's kind of still a little bit of a mess. I'm trying to figure out where to put everything as I'm painting, because you know, you have a vision and then you're like, you start painting and you're like, okay, maybe that's not the place that should go. So I'm gonna give you a little tour, and when I say little tour, I mean little, because it's not a huge room, so obviously not a big space. So yeah, we'll start here. So I'll turn the camera around so you can see how small my room is. But I do have it set up already. So I'm gonna turn the camera around so you don't have to look at me anymore. And I'm gonna try to stay alongside of it so I can see what I'm actually showing you. So as you walk into the room, there's a closet off to the left. So I did make some purchases as I was, you know, getting ready for the room. So I bought this baker's rack, and I've kind of rehabbed it a little bit, added some shelves and stuff and such. So I've kind of organized it so my top coat stuff goes on the top portion of it, and everything that's drying goes on the bottom. So I have some plastic that I cover it so it dries slower. And it fits really nice into my closet. So hopefully you can still see that. So, and then I bought myself a cart for my painting supplies, like some of the stuff that my mixing supplies. So hopefully you can see that. So that's easily wheeled out and in, and I can mix on that. And then I'm gonna back up a little bit, and there's this massive rolling cart. It's like 6 shelves. So I also do Cricut, like die cut stuff. So I do a lot of like outdoor signs and stuff like that, decals, lots of decals for my friends. So I needed a place also for that equipment. So I have lots of vinyl, I have my Cricut machine, I have all kinds of stuff, you know, for that. So I have storage at the top for like some of my wood blanks for painting and for the Cricut stuff. And then I have some stuff up there. Those are all full of like wood stuff for painting and such. And then if we go over here in the corner, this is actually the table I had in the closet before had my Cricut stuff on it, and it has all of my paint mediums, paint supplies, wipes, I mean, you name it. Stir sticks, cups, everything. Like I said, I'm still trying to organize stuff, so there's a lot of stuff on there. And then I have this set up for spinning. I have some stuff on the other side of it. This is a 5-foot round table. And then another table that I had already that was in here that I did Cricut stuff on. I set up as like my Dutch pour. I don't know if you can still see that. Yeah. Set it up as like Dutch pour, and I kind of want to do some new methods. I want to do maybe some ring pours and some other types of pours that take me out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I have some ideas of some new stuff I want to do. And then back in the corner, I've got like some empty containers and some other storage and stuff and some tiles and such. But like I said, I'm still trying to get it all organized and stuff, so it still looks a little bit of a mess. So I do like to keep things organized, so it may look a little bit better maybe next time. But I'm planning on doing some painting here later on tonight. I'm not sure if I'll turn the camera on at that point or not, but I wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's been going on with me, just because it's been so long since I've made a video. And I do apologize to everybody that's subscribed to my channel, but life happens, I know. And if you've seen any of my videos, you may or may not notice that my face might look a little thinner. I've lost about 60 some pounds since I started painting, which isn't a bad thing. Hopefully about 10 or 20 more pounds, and I'll be done. But wanted to share that with everybody. Definitely feel a lot healthier than I did at the start of this journey. So anyway, I wanted to show you a few pieces. This one, I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it, and I posted on one of the groups I'm in. If you can see that, actually starting to kind of grow on me, and I'll explain the process here in a second after I show it to you. It's a flower swipe, and it's not what you might think. If you've seen any of my other flower swipes, not even the same process. This, however, is a bloom recipe. This is another one that I did. Not really sure I'm going to keep that one. And this process was the same as the purple flower, and I'll explain that here in a second. Lots of colors in there, kind of cool. And like I said, I've only done a few things since I got my room together. This was actually right before I tore my room apart. I thought I would try something out of my wheelhouse, and I did a, what do they call that? Deconstructed bloom, I think is what they're calling them. And I already got it top coated and everything. I actually really, really like it. I don't know how well you can see it, but I really like it. I'm going to do some more of those when I get going here. I also bought this wood round. It's 20 inches. I don't know if I can get it up here. It's kind of heavy. And I'm going to make this into a clock. I don't know if you can see this. It's got a little bit of negative space around the edge, and I did that on purpose. And I wanted the center to be really interesting because I want to make it into a clock. But again, this process was a little bit different. It's not my typical bloom. It's not the typical bloom recipe, and I'll explain that. It's kind of similar to the other two I said I would explain. So there's that one. This one I think I'm going to pour over because I don't like it. This is my first time using color art pigments. I didn't really care for it. I think I mixed the PM way too thin. So I've adjusted that, and I'm going to try it again, but I'm going to paint over this one. Don't really care for that one. And I think the only other one I have, hang on, we're going to walk out to the kitchen. Hopefully nobody gets dizzy. Okay, this is the last one that I did. And I'm kind of digging it. I don't know, I'm gonna go over here so everybody can see it. Kind of digging this one. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's got quite a few colors in it. This has some of the color art pigments in it, so this one turned out a little bit better. I didn't adjust the formula, but this one also has interference. I think you can tell that by it's kind of hard to see sometimes in the light, but anyway, that was the last one that I did. So anyway, that's kind of the update for today. And like I said, I do appreciate everybody's patience, and I do apologize because it's been so long. So everybody that's subscribed to my channel, please stay tuned. I do have some things planned. I did purchase for all of you out there that are on tiles. I do want to update you. I purchased a couple of new products from Crystalac. I purchased this. It's their top coat. I just bought a small container because I don't know how it's gonna perform. But if you've seen any of my videos on the tiles, you know that I did a test on quite a few materials on the top coat on the tiles. So that one there and this one, it's called Crab Coat. I actually purchased this because I have a couple of outdoor things that I want to do, and this is perfect for outdoor, for coating anything that's going outdoors. This is perfect for it. So I thought, why not try this on the tiles? So I'm going to try those two new materials and see how it does with like the hot mug test, and then also try it on the larger tiles to see how it performs on like maybe a hot pan or a hot dish out of the oven. See that kind of test. So yeah. So that's my update. Stay tuned. So I'm gonna have some videos coming up. I did do a few tiles. So these will be ready to top coat. So I'll use some of these to test those two new materials. So this, I know it looks like a bloom, looks like it might be bloom material or bloom recipe. And I mentioned when I showed you the first purple flower and a couple of the other paintings that I did, that it wasn't typical. So if you caught Canela Sirocco's, one of her latest videos, you might have seen that she did some testing on blooms using Dutch pour recipe. So basically what she did is she laid the pillow paint just like we do on a normal bloom recipe. And instead of using the PM to mix the colors for the color portion of the bloom, she just used her already mixed Dutch pour paint. And I will tell you, and she did mention in her video, the DecoArt metallics work really well. And she is correct. I did find that the DecoArt metallics performed really well. And I will tell you, I did some tests of my own and I poured over the bad ones, but I will tell you that I put on Amsterdam Light Olive Green, because I thought this would really look nice. Amsterdam Vermilion, I don't know if you can see that, Amsterdam Vermilion, Light Olive Green, and I put Amsterdam Azo Yellow Light. I put all three of those on a tile. Obviously, none of them are metallic. And I'm gonna tell you, it looked really, really pretty for about 2 minutes. And then literally the paint just disappeared. And when you do this process, once you watch Canela's video, you'll understand. You barely put any paint on the tile. I mean, you literally just cover it with your finger. You're not like pouring a puddle like we normally do for a bloom. You're just barely covering it. It's really strange. When you put that on and you put your cell activator on, I was amazed. I was like, oh, those are really pretty. Not even thinking, okay, I didn't use any metallics. I mean, it looked pretty I turned around, it did one more tile, and I turned around to the first one, and the color was completely gone. There was just very, very mild traces of it. So keep that in mind. So the ones that I showed you, these, I used, I believe it was Artist Loft, like metallic cobalt blue, and Pebeo iridescent, like blue violet. And then I think like a Payne's gray in these with the three colors. I think it was like maybe Master's Touch Payne's gray. It was just a regular, it wasn't a metallic color. So obviously the iridescent and the metallics play really well with this type of pour. And then I did 4 more the next night, and it was really strange. I used 3 metallic colors. I used, and you can see this, orange wasn't one of them. Really strange. But I think these are the ones that I poured over that had the orange on it, and for some reason the orange came through even though it wasn't present when I poured over it. Really strange. But purple was one of them. And it didn't do it on all of them. So these are going to be my test tiles. So again, yellow. I didn't put yellow on this tile. I put purple. I think I put 2 different colors of metallic purple and then maybe a metallic blue. And that's all that came out. So these didn't turn out very well. I think I put 3 different metallic colors on here. They didn't come out very well, like the blue ones. That one, not so bad. So you can see the blue in that one. But the colors that were underneath it didn't come out as well. And then, let me see the other one. So these may be my test tiles for those top coats. So yeah, so you can see the orange from the pour that was underneath it came through, even though it wasn't visible before I poured over it. So very, very strange. So things to keep in mind. Watch Canella's video. It was really, really good. One other thing to note, I did one set of these 2 blues with the Payne's Gray, and then on one of them I added, I think it was either the 24 karat or it was a bronze, one of the Deco Art metallics. Those don't function nearly as well as the other metallics. So you can see it looks okay. It's not great. It just doesn't, I think it is the 24 karat gold. So it's not nearly as, I guess, sparkly and much of a sheen as it would in a normal painting, right? If you put the 24 karat gold, and if you use it, you know what I'm talking about. So check her video out. So I did this one using that Dutch pour paints and just the regular Walmart pillow paint. I think it's either satin or semi-gloss, I don't remember. I've had it forever. And I did this one the same way. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I use Arissa Ruse Cell Activator. I've never used Australian Floetrol. So I do get these cells with Arissa Ruse Cell Activator, and it is essentially her recipe and Artist Loft paints. The ones in the big bottles, these ones. So I use the white and the black. I have 2 bottles mixed up for cell activators. I've never tried to use the red or the blue. I've only ever used the white and the black as cell activators. So stay tuned for the tile trials with those 2 new materials and some other pours. I want to do some cloud pours. I've been watching a lot of Melly D videos, and I want to get into, I have some satin enamels I want to use, and I want to do a couple of those pours as well. So stay tuned. I have a lot planned, and again, welcome back to my channel.